Train the muscles, not the joints. Welcome back to Natural Bodybuilding Mountain. So one thing I hear from people quite a bit is that they're afraid to train with a higher frequency because they notice that they aren't always the strongest when they come back into the gym, meaning that they feel like they're not perfectly recovered. Jesse, you seen how creative these angles are?
I gotta get better.
See how creative this angle is? It's pretty hardcore, right? Pretty hardcore angle right here.
It's a good one.
It was pretty good. That's right. I thought you'd be impressed, right?
That's what I don't got.
You don't got creative angles.
Creative angles, especially in there.
That's it. You got to do the creative angles. If you did the creative angles, you'd look great. That's the secret. I got to get more and more creative as I get older. Yeah, I got to get more creative now.
More angles and more lighting.
Yeah, I got to get more lighting and more creative angles. Now, I found a long time ago that although you will have times where you are perfectly recovered, and maybe you want that because you're going to be using really heavy weight one day and you want to see where you are at, or you want to reset the body, like refresh it by taking some rest and making sure that it's perfectly recovered. But I find sometimes people will forget that there is also such thing as cumulative stress on the body. So by training the body with a little bit higher frequency and maybe not having perfect full recovery by the time you train that body part again, you are creating a certain type of stress on the body which causes it to adapt. Now, the reason why I'm speaking about this is because last night I did some shoulder presses. Last night, I did some shoulder presses, and now today I'm doing some inclines. And of course, shoulder presses have a lot of front delt activation in them, along with inclines. So one could say that, hey, if you do shoulder presses one day, don't do your incline presses or even your flat presses the next day because you're not going to hit your PR. Now, as much as I'm okay with people saying they don't want to do high frequency training or whatever, that's not right for their body. I believe that can be the case for some people. I do think that people start to become a bit too obsessive compulsive about having perfect recovery every single time they train. And they are throwing out a possible form of stimulation that might help them blast through plateaus. Now, again, I'm not saying this is the only way to train or that it's the way you should train all the time, but if you're noticing that you're having overlap on certain body parts, sometimes that can be a good thing. That's what I found. I found it's almost like there's a certain type of pump and stress and constant stimulation that has an overall synergy. And then the minute I do take an extra day off or two, then I am way stronger coming back. But it's the training that did that. It wasn't the rest that did that. I think a lot of people get lost in the rest is the most important thing, you know, especially when people start talking high intensity training and that sort of philosophy, which again might be good for some people, but I never found it to be true for me. I found the constant reminder to the body that it needs to adapt is the best way, and I'm better off doing it little bit by little bit. And if there's some overlap, such as me training front delts the day before training chest, then that's fine. It still equates to a larger amount of results in the long run. Experiment with this always though. That's always what I say. Experiment, find out if it's right for you or not. But when you measure whether it's right for you or not, don't measure whether you're performing at the absolute best every single workout, because that's not what it's about. It's just like when you do 3 sets in a workout, when you're on your 3rd set, you're going to have less reps than the 1st set. If you're taking them to failure anyway, by the 3rd or 4th set, you should have less reps. So it's the same thing with cumulative workouts. Sometimes you won't be constantly just linearly progressing until you finally do take that rest day. So another way to look at it is that it's a glorified workout that lasts over 2 or 3 days. And then when you take that rest, then you are going to be stronger or have more endurance. Now, for those of you who are obsessed with strength and lifting heavy weight, I would highly recommend that after you take your day or 2 off from working out, that you start with the heavy weight in that case, and then your workouts throughout the rest of the week have lighter rep ranges. You know, so say you're doing a 5 rep set with super heavy weight with a given body part, then the next workouts, you would move down to 10 reps, 15 reps, 20 reps, whatever. And then at the end of the week, then you rest and then you come back again. And you might be surprised what happens from that. You might be surprised.
Mountain. Thanks a lot for watching. If you need to get a hold of me, just go to naturalbodybuilding.com, and thanks a lot to the Patreon supporters. And there I have a new podcast this week, so make sure you guys check that out. And take care for now. Mountain.